Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn Gaming, Paul speaking, and welcome to a look at a Nintendo Switch game. This is quite a rarity for me recently. Yeah, so this is Powerwash Simulator that's come out on the Switch recently from Square Enix, and a big thanks to those guys for sending me over a free copy to look at. This will cost you £20 on the eShop, $25. I mean, this is quite a well-known game by now, but I thought what I'd do is just show you the Nintendo Switch version and the performance, really. So, pretty much feature-rich with the other versions of the game. So, you've got a career mode, you've got these specials, which includes a DLC of Tomb Raider, the Croft Manor from Tomb Raider. So, that's a free DLC. I think it's on all platforms, that one, but we'll have a look at that in a second. You've got the same career mode, you've got these bonus jobs, you've got free play and a challenge mode. Really good thing about the Nintendo Switch version is you can co-op all of these, online co-op. So 1 to 2 player co-op for the career mode, 6 players for bonus jobs, 6 players for free play, and challenge mode looks like a solo mode. But yeah, you've got online co-op as well. You do need the Nintendo Switch Online to be able to do the online stuff. I know people ask me sometimes when I mention online modes, but this is confirmed that you do need the Nintendo Switch online mode. So yes, we're just going to take a look here at the performance really. Now this, as I say, is a game that people probably know. It's been around for a couple of years. I actually did a video on the PC version about 18 months ago. It just kind of feels like a post-COVID game for me, when we had those lockdowns and how awful it was and stressful. It's kind of really a nice game to stick on and play. It was kind of relaxing, very chilled out game, and you could just lose yourself in it for a couple of hours. Got stuck on a mega long loading time there, which isn't usually the case. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the fastest loading game in the world, but yeah, just had to wait for that to load up. Didn't want to have to let you sit through that. So anyway, Powerwash Simulator. So this is the second level. If anyone's familiar with the game, this is the second contract you get. First contract is cleaning up your van in a garage. This is the first kind of open area, and so it's the back garden here that you've got to tidy up. If you are unfamiliar with this game, then this game is as it sounds. You get various jobs to power wash and clean up things. So say this one's a garden. If you hold down right on the D-pad, you can see what areas need to be finished. You need to clean all of this or most of it to get the contract completed. I do believe you can sort of finish up in the high 90s and not take all of the purse. But if you want to get all the money on offer, you're going to want to clean everything. I've done some of this one, actually, in a previous video that messed up. So we're going to just do a little bit of washing here. You can see the ground clearing up. And it runs really nicely on the Nintendo Switch. I've had a few concerns. I mean, I think there's definitely been a texture downgrade. I think that goes without saying. Because it looks very flat, basic, primary sort of colours. It was never the best looking game on the PC, to be honest, at all. But I think even from that, they've had to knock the Switch visuals back a bit, which I think by now, was it 7 years the Switch has been around? 7th year, isn't it? So we're kind of used to that by now. But what we do like is good performance, and that's what we've got here. Obviously, capped at 30 frames a second. But for a game like this, it's not really massively a problem. Controls actually quite nicely. Obviously, if you're on a PC, you've got the mouse and keyboard. The mouse gives you obviously very tight controls and very precise controls. I'm using the Pro Controller at the moment. It's not too bad. So you can see it's popped up on the right hand side. We've got a text message from someone who wants a job doing. So that's how jobs get delivered. And you've got a tablet. If you press the plus button, you've got a tablet you can pop up at any time. So you've got all the different parts of the back garden here, the current contracts. So these are all the things we need to clean. If we clean them all, we get $400. So far we've got 13 and we're 20% through this job. Always found this job particularly tedious out of most of the jobs, but there you go. There's lots of stuff to clean. It takes a couple of hours to do it, but you can obviously save any time and come back. And the rest of we've got the dirt bike job here, which I think is the job that's just come in. This one, Joe Average, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was the dirt bike job. So you start to get jobs coming in as we're working, and that's how you get your future jobs. Also got a shop that you can buy new equipment. So you can buy a whole new power washer, you can buy nozzles, clothing. I think there's actually some Squid Game clothing if I remember rightly. Yeah, kind of Squid Game-ish. And some mods and cleaning liquids which you need to clean some surfaces, or they help you clean the surfaces quicker and faster. So lots you can do to upgrade your equipment here. So we'll do a little bit of this one. I just wanted to show you really the performance, and for those that are not aware what Powerwash Simulator is, just give you a bit of a rough idea. I was talking about the controls earlier. As I say, with a mouse and a keyboard you're going to get more precise control, but the Pro Controller is not too bad, and I've played it handheld as well. Plays just as nicely handheld. Now I couldn't find an option to turn on motion controls, which I think probably would have been perfect for this. Come on, that's a clean table. How clean do you want it? Oh, okay. We're gonna have to get down on the floor and do the underside. But yeah, I think motion controls would have been really good for that precise mouse-like control, but not available. So yeah, sometimes if you think you've finished something, you've really got to look it over completely and see if it's all cleaned up. You can actually see if I just hover at the table with my crosshairs, I guess, you can see in the top left hand corner the current thing you're cleaning and how clean it is, basically. So garden table, we're coming up to about halfway clean, and you can see that percentage go up. You can also see if you're over any sort of specific material like wood or metal, and maybe use one of your cleaners. So we're not going to clean all the table here. I sound like Bob Ross, don't I? That's how the kind of game gets you. It's really relaxing. You feel like you're painting, actually, so it is quite apt that it feels Bob Ross-like. Let's go and have a look at something else further down in the garden. Again, if you've not seen this game, you've got different sorts of nozzles. Just demonstrate those. So you've got sort of a powerful nozzle, quite a precise nozzle, but doesn't give you much coverage. And then they gradually spread out as you flick through the different types. So this one here gives you a wider area, but you need to be closer in. So it's just about using the right nozzle to be more efficient. Controls to turn your nozzle around, so you can actually use it vertically like this. And then the right ZR, or the right trigger, actually fires the water out. Now, I don't know if a lot of people actually know this, but you don't have to just hold down the right trigger. You can actually press left on the D-pad, which I'll do now. And it just kind of locks your power washer in place. A bit like you would get with a real power washer. They normally have like a little button on the trigger to lock it, so you don't get cramp holding the button down. It's good they've implemented that here. Should be using some glass cleaner to do that nicely on the shed here, but just really for demonstration purposes. But yeah, I think going back to the performance, I think it performs quite nicely. I've played the PC version, obviously the video I did. I've also played this on Game Pass. It was on Xbox Game Pass. I probably got it tucked away in my PlayStation library somewhere as well. So it's a sort of game that you do buy multiple times. So there you go. Yeah, so if anyone's played this before and knows this level, you can probably tell what the performance is like on the Switch. There really is no issues that I've seen. You know, it was never the, as I say, the best looking or the slickest performing game anyway on PC. So I don't think you're going to look at this and think it's a massive downgrade. And that's, again, great props we see for these Switch ports. You know, we've had the odd ropey one, but generally, you know, that they do hit the mark more often than not, and I think that's the case here. So what I'm going to do now is switch over to the Croft Manor DLC, and we'll have a look at that. That's a bigger open area and sort of a lot more involved, so you'll get a better idea of actual, you know, performance when there's a bigger area. So if we switch over to that now and see what that looks like. So here we are, Croft Manor. Welcome to the manor. As you can see, it's a much bigger area. A lot more geometry going on. We're going to have a closer look at the manor in a minute. This is the van you start off in the first job. When you kick your career off, you clean your van up and obviously then use that to get yourself around. So the Croft Manor, obviously, as we say, is part of the Tomb Raider games. It was offered up as a free DLC pretty much with the launch of the Nintendo Switch version, but it is on all platforms as well. But if you go on the eShop for the listing for Powerwash Sim, I can't get over there. Yes, scroll down to the bottom and check out the DLC link, and you'll be able to download this for free. I did jump up here earlier. There we go. So it's ugly looking fish type thing. Come on, fishy. You should like water. There you go. Let's go and look at the manor. Just while we head over there, if you enjoyed the video, if you could hit the like button would be great, and subscribe would be even lovelier. I know I don't post many videos at all anymore, certainly not on the Nintendo Switch ones, and it's purely because there's been not that much that's interested me on the Nintendo Switch, but I am slowly getting back into it, and I have got a couple of videos lined up for Switch games, so things are looking up again. Now this is the manor. There's a lot to do. As you can see, we're going to need to clean the whole front of the manor here. A lot to clean. See, I've had a go of it here on the previously aborted video. Cleaning that wall down. But obviously, whilst I haven't cleaned this, haven't finished this cleaning job yet, what I will say is I believe it's worthwhile doing, because what I understand is that if you clean all the outside to 100%, then you get access to the inside of the manor. So it's definitely worth sticking with and getting that unlock, and then you can get inside. I guess clean in there as well for the crofts. We've got this scaffolding step ladder. You can pick stuff up with down on the D-pad, and you can just move this around. You're going to need it, to be honest, and just down again to dump it. So you're going to need it to do the higher parts of the building, like that, and that goes up a couple of flights. It should be enough for you to be able to do that. But so it's nice of them to offer up this DLC, this Tomb Raider tie-in, obviously from Square Enix as well. So that makes sense. I wonder if they'll offer up any of their other games. Might not be a bad little question for the comments, actually. If you're still around, let me know what Square Enix games you'd like to cross over with Powerwash Sim. Leave that in the comments. Maybe, you never know, Square might fulfill your fantasy. But I think I'm going to spend the rest of my time cleaning this up. But yeah, just to end up the video, to say that the performance is good on the Nintendo Switch. It's not the best looking game, but it never was. And I think if you're looking for a really relaxing time, then you can't go far wrong with Powerwash Sim. It's a classic game. It's sort of cemented itself in the annals of classic PC gaming, and now it's on consoles. It really is one of the sort of games you can just relax with and get that OCD vibe of making everything clean. So there you go. I'll end it there. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and hope you enjoyed it. Leave us a comment below if you did, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks everyone, and bye bye.